Well, hello and welcome once again to the DCL podcast, where we're inviting you to sit back, relax, and we'll be on our way shortly.
Well, welcome back to the DCL podcast, your podcast to cruise a little smarter. I'm your host, Lake, and it is a flying solo episode today. Funny enough, I just recorded with Christy, but she could not make it out for this show, but that is okay. As always, we have an exciting one of my favorite ships in the fleet to talk about today, the Fantasy. And to do that, I would like to welcome our guest on today, Samantha. Samantha, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Excited to talk the Fantasy with you.
Me too.
Well, why don't you go ahead and start off by giving our listeners a little bit of your Disney and cruising background.
So yeah, I grew up going to Disney my whole life with my family. My husband did the same, and that was kind of what we connected on when we first met. And so we live in Indiana, but we both have annual passes and go to Disney a lot. I had been on a few Disney cruises before, but he had never been on a Disney cruise, so I was itching to get him on one, and that was why we chose this sailing.
Love it. Then we will go ahead and jump right into it. This sailing was out of Port Canaveral. How did you get down to Port Canaveral, and did you do any like pre or post stay days anywhere?
Yeah, so we flew from Indiana to Walt Disney World. We stayed at Wilderness Lodge for one night and then took Disney transportation from Disney.
How did that work for you?
It was good. They picked up our bags way earlier than the bus left. So at 7 a.m., we had a call from bell service letting us know they were coming to pick up our bags. And then the bus didn't leave until 9:30, but it was a very smooth process. We checked in the lobby and got on the bus soon after that.
Love it. Well, what was your husband most excited for this cruise? Being his first Disney cruise, I'm sure you told him all about the exciting things to expect on the Fantasy.
Yeah, he was pretty excited. He had only ever done Virgin Voyages before, which is way different. And he really enjoys his time in the casino there. So he was kind of skeptical of not having a casino on Disney. But I assured him, just like we enjoy going to Disney World a lot, that he would enjoy his time on board. And I don't think he was disappointed at all. So
we will definitely circle back to that at the end of the show. But you get to Port Canaveral. Was this your personal first time on the Fantasy, or had you sailed on her before?
I had sailed on the Fantasy once before. Back right after I graduated college, I sailed with my whole family. So yeah, it was nice to be back.
Real quick, just for some context, what other ships have you sailed on?
I have sailed on the Dream and the Wish as well.
Awesome. Well, you get back onto the Fantasy. I guess I would ask, what was your husband's reaction to getting back on board and your thoughts?
Yeah, I will say we had a boarding time of 11:15, and for whatever reason that day they were kind of backed up. We didn't actually board until about 12:15, so we were sitting in the cruise terminal for a little bit. I don't know exactly why, but once we got on board, it was awesome. It felt like we kind of hit the ground running with a lot of things to do. It felt really busy on the ship. But yeah, I think my husband especially was just excited to experience it and see everything that was to offer.
Awesome. You get on board. Where do you head first?
So for whatever reason, we went to the spa first. I think I just wanted to see it briefly and take some pictures of it. So we did a little tour of the spa, and then we went straight to Cabanas for lunch.
So out of curiosity, did you go and like book anything, or did you have like a rainforest pass booked?
No, we didn't. So I think that may have been why I wanted to. I think we saw a sign for it and I was like, let's just go see it briefly, because I don't think we are going to go into it at any point during this cruise. So why not just go explore it briefly?
Got it. Where did you head after that?
So after lunch at Cabanas, it was almost time for rooms to be ready. So we went and explored the kids' clubs briefly and then went to our room.
And what stateroom did you book, and what did you and your husband think of the accommodations?
So we booked a guaranteed veranda, and we ended up with a deluxe family veranda. It was room 8586. So it was perfect location. It was midship on the eighth deck, and I loved it. It was very spacious, and my husband enjoyed the split bathrooms, which he's never experienced before. So we loved it.
Love it. Coming from sailing on the Wish, what do you think of the rooms kind of between the Wish class and the Dream class?
I think I personally prefer the Wish class rooms a little more. I kind of like the more modern feeling of those rooms, but all of them are great, honestly. I love the beds. The beds are so comfortable. So yeah, I can't complain really.
Any room on any of the ships is usually better than not.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Well, you get settled into your room. Where do you head next?
So after we settled in, we went to the sail away party, and that was fun. We kind of just stood right in the middle there and watched it. And then after that, there was actually a SpaceX launch. So we went up to deck 12, I think, and watched it from there. So that was kind of random and something cool to experience on our embarkation day.
Was that something you just kind of knew was happening, or did they announce that at all?
I think I saw the day before in the Facebook group that it was happening. And it was funny, they kind of kept pushing back the time of it. So we thought it was initially going to be before the sail away party, and then it ended up being a little after that. So, but we were happy that we got to see it for sure.
That's definitely pretty cool and something pretty unique. Was there a lot of people up there to watch it?
Yeah, there were. It was quite a big crowd. Yeah. It started with a lot of smoke. So I think a lot of people saw that and were like, what's happening? And then obviously saw the rocket launch. So
cool. That's awesome. Well, were you early or late dining for this sailing?
we were late dining.
So where did you head after the rocket launch then?
So we ended up not going to our dining rotation that night because we both are from IU, and IU was playing in the Peach Bowl that night around the same time we would have been dining. So we ended up doing room service around 6 p.m. in our room, and then went to O'Gill's pub to watch the game. So
cool. Was there a lot of people down there to watch the game?
yeah, I think we got there right in between the two dining times. So when we initially got in, it was super, super busy. But then once late dining time kind of rolled around, a lot of people left. It was a nice atmosphere to be in, though, for sure.
Gotcha. And then, or did you have a show that night?
There was not a show. So yeah, we just watched the first half of the game from O'Gill's and then moved up to Funnel Vision for the second half of the game. And then by then it was time for bed.
Gotcha. Well, we will move right into that first day. So you wake up the next day and you are sailing into Nassau. Did you have any plans to get off the ship this day?
We got off for just under an hour just to walk around. My husband had never been to that port, so we just wanted to set foot out there just to say we were there. But we really just walked around, took some pictures. We were docked next to the Wish, so I took some pictures of that and then got back on board and really just hung out by the pool the rest of that day.
Awesome. Did you hang out in like the adult sections then?
Yes. Yeah, we enjoyed that adults only area for that day. It was nice to just relax since we knew we'd be getting off the ship more the next couple of days.
Love it. Any other activities or anything from that day? Or does that pretty much take you all the way through to dining?
The only thing we did before dinner was we saw the Aladdin show that night.
Love it. Well, let's go ahead and move into dinner then, where this would have been your first rotational dining night. Where did you have dinner?
We had dinner at Animator's Palette, and we were seated next to two other couples and ended up making really good friends with one of those couples. Yeah, that was fun. And then we went to Match Your Mate that night as well, which was really funny. And I was excited for my husband to experience that.
Love it. Up to this point, kind of what was his like thoughts on cruising Disney Cruise Line?
I think at that point he was pretty relaxed and just enjoying himself, I'd say. I think he was excited to experience the dining. We got to talk to Crush at Animator's Palette, which is nothing like he's experienced during dining before. So yeah, I think he was just enjoying it and taking it all in for sure.
Did you get up to anything else that night before you headed to bed?
After Match Your Mate, I don't think we did. No, we just went back to the room to go to bed.
Well, the next day you wake up, you're in beautiful Lookout Cay. Had you been to Lookout yet?
I had not, no. So I was really excited. We did end up sleeping in a little that day, so we didn't get off the ship until around 11. But I think that was nice because we kind of missed the rush of people exiting the ship. But yeah, the walk from the ship to the trams wasn't as crazy as I thought it'd be. So that was nice.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Well, getting over to the other side of the island, what did you think?
I loved it. I enjoyed the atmosphere a lot. We really enjoyed the beach area there. The sand and the water was just amazing. We ended up the couple we met the night before at dinner, we met up with them there. We sat some beach chairs out by the water, and the four of us just sat there almost all day talking and getting water on our feet. So yeah, it was a really nice and relaxing day.
Love it. Any other thoughts or anything else you did on the island?
We had lunch there. I enjoyed the food. I don't know if it's anything that was outstanding, but I enjoyed what I had, and I enjoyed the cups that they have there. I hadn't experienced those yet on Castaway before. So yeah, I enjoyed the reusable cups.
You head back to the ship. What did you get up to before dinner?
We saw Frozen, and Frozen, I had never seen Frozen on a Disney ship before. And I really enjoy that story and those characters. So I was really excited to see that. And I think it was a really great show. And then we had dinner at Enchanted Garden.
On the show, between that and Aladdin, do you have a favorite?
I think I personally enjoyed Frozen more. Maybe it's just because I'd seen Aladdin a couple times before. So I was just excited to see Frozen. And I would say Anna is my favorite Disney princess. So just seeing the show as a whole was really exciting for me.
Cool. And then you had dinner at Enchanted Garden. How was that?
It was great. I think out of the 3 dining locations, I think Enchanted Garden is probably my favorite. I just think the atmosphere is really relaxing, and I remember having a good fish meal there. I don't remember what type of fish it was, but I just remember everything being very good there.
Like Enchanted Garden. I think it's got a good set of menus.
Yes, I agree.
Well, then, did you get up to anything else after dinner?
That night, I don't think so. I can't remember exactly, but I think we just kind of walked around the ship a little bit. We may have gotten a drink somewhere and then went back to our stateroom.
Well, you wake up the next day and you are in another private island, the OG Castaway. What did you get up to this day?
Yeah, so this day I was excited to show my husband Nolan around Castaway. I think I enjoyed the atmosphere a little more there. It feels a little more nostalgic to me. So we got up a little earlier that day, got off the ship around 10. We ended up meeting with our friends again, and we made our way to the beach over almost near Pelican Plunge. And that was kind of where we dropped our stuff and sat for that day. That day was a little windy, and the water was a little cooler. So we didn't get in the water quite as much, but we ended up just relaxing in the beach chairs and enjoying our time there again together and talking. So
love it. Did you do any other activities or get up to anything else on Castaway?
both my husband and the husband from the other couple we met went and did the Pelican Plunge slides a few times. So that was fun to watch them do that. I think they were trying to race or something. So, but yeah, other than that, we had lunch there as well and then just got back on the ship.
One of my favorite Castaway memories is when we were on the Wish. Of all the people in the group, elder of us, Steve and Wake, come up to our group and like, you guys want to do the water slides? I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess that sounds cool. To this day is like the thing that always sticks out to me about Castaway.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of my husband's favorite memories from that day, for sure.
Did you eat on the island as well?
Yes, we did. Yeah, I enjoyed the food. I think my husband likes barbecue style food a little more. So I think he enjoyed it a little more than I did. But yeah, we had that and then had the soft serve ice cream. So it was good.
Love it. Before we leave the islands here, let's just talk a little bit about like Castaway versus Lookout here. You got to experience both islands back to back and your husband's first time at both. I think you kind of already hinted where your preference may lie. What about your husband's?
Yeah, I think we both kind of said if you could put the theming at Lookout Cay's beach, then it'd be perfect. So yeah, I'd say, sorry, the theming of Castaway at Lookout. So I'd say the theming Castaway for sure, and the beach at Lookout is what we prefer. So it's hard to choose, I guess. Exactly.
Not bad answers, because that beach at Lookout is incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do love the layout of Castaway a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, you get back on board. What did you get up to before your dinner?
So we had dinner booked at Palo this night. So that night, I think we kind of took it easy, got ready for dinner, and then went and got some espresso martinis and just kind of walked around, took some pictures, and just relaxed before we had to be up at Palo.
Love it. What lounge did you go to for your espresso martinis?
We actually just went to I think it's the Vista Lounge just off the atrium. So we ended up just kind of connecting with one of the cast members there, I think the night before. So we went back to see him and see how his day had been. So yeah, it was a nice little place to relax and get some drinks before dinner.
Love it. Well, let's go ahead and move into Palo then. How was this dinner for you guys?
It was great. I had only been at Palo once before on the Wish, so it was fun to see like the layout differences on the Fantasy. And for our meals, my husband went with the prefix menu. So he got the calamari as his appetizer, the salmon as his entree, and then he got the souffle as his dessert. I ended up going with just getting a caprese salad, and then I got the gnocchi as my entree, and then just shared some of the souffle with him. So I would say that was the best meal of the cruise. It was perfect. I loved it.
Amazing. Did you get up to anything else after your meal?
Yes. So we ended up, that was our pirate night. So we ended up watching the fireworks from out on deck 11. And then we ended up doing adult karaoke. So it was fun watching some of the shenanigans that happen when adults do karaoke. So it was fun.
Was that in the tube?
Yes, it was.
Gotcha. Did you like consciously book Palo on the pirate night?
I did, yeah. I just felt like I wanted to make sure we went to all the other rotational dinings. And I know that I personally don't favor the pirate night menu. So I just felt like it'd be the best night to do it.
Well, then you have one more day. This is a true day at sea. What did you get up to?
So this day, one of my best friends is entertainment, the Disney Adventure. And this day we actually saw the Disney Adventure out at sea. And I had been messaging with her a couple weeks before that, and I knew they were going to be heading to Port Canaveral around that time. And we had messaged back and forth saying, oh, it'd be so awesome if we just happened to see each other out at sea. And so I ended up, when I woke up that morning, checking the Cruise Mapper app and then messaging her, and I said, I think we might actually see each other. And so that was kind of what I was anticipating that whole day. We did wake up and do the Art of the Theme tour at 9 a.m. that day. So we really enjoyed that. And then we just did some trivia, watched the baby race, and then went to deck 12 and camped out to see the Disney Adventure. By then, they had made an announcement on board saying that we would be passing them. So I was really just all set on making sure we didn't miss seeing the adventure go by.
Did a lot of people head out onto deck to see it?
Yeah, definitely. We also saw the Disney Destiny on the other side of us. So seeing the Disney Destiny didn't matter to me as much in that moment because I knew the adventure is going to be out of Singapore, and I knew that might be the only time I really get to see it in person for a while. So yeah, there were a lot of people on both sides, and the Destiny ended up getting closer to the fantasy than the adventure did. But yeah, it was exciting moment for everyone on board.
That's pretty cool. Did you get up to any other activities during this day, or did you just spend a lot of time like lounging?
After that, we did go to the pool for a little bit. We ended up skipping the last show of the cruise just to relax more by the pool and take our time getting ready for dinner that day.
And where was your final dinner of the cruise?
We went to Royal Court for our last meal. My husband tried the escargot, and yeah, it was a fun last meal of the trip.
Of your rotational dining, what was your favorite meal of the sailing?
I would say probably Royal Court for the atmosphere and everyone we were with. The night we went to Enchanted Garden, the friends we had made, they were at Palo that night. So we didn't have like as much going on there, but Royal Court, it was just fun because we all were back together eating at the table all together, and we just enjoyed having dinner one last time, all 6 of us at our table. So
love it. Did you feel like they did a good job like matching you up with good table mates?
yes, definitely. I'm a travel agent, and they actually ended up putting all of us together with other travel agents. So yeah, that kind of provided something to talk about between all of us, and it ended up just being a really good group of people.
Awesome. Love when they get that matching just right on those sailings for dinner. Well, did you get up to anything else on your last night of your sailing?
We ended up doing adult karaoke again. We were up pretty late, later than I wanted to be for the last night, but we ended up making some good memories with our friends. So yeah, it was a fun night for sure.
Awesome. What were some of your favorite adult spaces on board the Fantasy?
I would say I think we enjoyed our time in the tube the most. I personally love the Cove Cafe, but I didn't spend as much time there this time as I thought I would. But yeah, I just love the adults only pool area, and I think it's a little better than the Wish class for sure. Just the amount of space it has there. And yeah, the tube and the whole Europa area was a really fun atmosphere.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the adult spaces on the Fantasy so much. Well, your husband made it through this cruise without a casino. You already kind of hinted that, it had turned out okay. But, if he were to sail again, do you think he would do another Disney cruise, or would he lean more towards a casino cruise line?
I think he is definitely okay with doing another Disney cruise. We don't have one booked right now, but I think just like the nostalgia and the pull of the Disney parks, we have that same feeling when we're on Disney Cruise Line. So we definitely are itching to book another one soon.
Love it. Well, we will discuss your disembarkation real quick, and then I will have a couple more questions for you. But you get back to Port Canaveral. What was that disembarkation process like, and what was your plan to get back home?
So when we disembarked, we took transportation to Disney's Beach Club and just left our bags there for a little bit. We ended up going to Epcot and walking around Festival of the Arts for a little bit that day, and then Ubered from Beach Club to the airport and flew home.
Just a couple more questions before we close out the show. Did you utilize the photo package at all?
We did not, no. We like characters, but we don't meet a lot of characters when we're in the parks, and I knew we probably wouldn't as much on this cruise, so we decided against that for this cruise.
Gotcha. Did you have any notable cast interactions you wanted to highlight?
Our stateroom host, his name was Junior. He was great. He ended up folding my husband's clothes one time when we got back into our room. So he was just very, very friendly. And yeah, we just thought he was great.
Awesome. Was there anything that you felt like you had like missed out on this sailing or you were looking forward to doing that you didn't get to do?
I really don't think so. We conquered everything I wanted to do, and I didn't have as many expectations just because I wanted to take it all in, going to both islands. And yeah, so I don't think there was anything I'd change or do differently.
Well, you'd already mentioned that you don't have a what's next for you, at least for Disney Cruise Line. If you did, is there a particular ship or ship class you think you'd be drawn to booking next?
I would say I definitely would like to try the Magic or Wonder, but I also am itching to try the Treasure or Destiny as well. So probably one of those would be something that sticks out to me.
Love it. And of the current ships you have sailed, what's your favorite?
I would say the Fantasy. I do want to get back on the Dream. I was 14 years old when I was last on the Dream, but right now I would definitely say the Fantasy.
Awesome. Well, Samantha, I think that is all the questions I have for you today. Well, Samantha, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your sailing on the Disney Fantasy. Where can our listeners follow you?
Yeah, sure. I have an Instagram. It's just Samantha.Betterly, or my husband and I do have a YouTube that I've been trying to post some vlogs from this trip on, and it's Sammy and Nolan Travels, and it's Sammy spelled Sami.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, definitely go and make sure to check out some of Samantha's content over there. But thank you again so much for coming on. That is going to wrap it up for this episode. As always, you can follow Christy at Pack Your Pixie Dust, or you can utilize her travel service by clicking the Book with Christy link below. You can follow myself at Instagram and YouTube at MouseGen, and follow the podcast at DL Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, or find more information at our website at dclpodcast.com. But that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you next time on the DL Podcast. Bye, guys. Well, that's going to wrap up the show. Once again, we want to thank Samantha for coming on and sharing her and her husband's experience on the Disney Fantasy. If you're enjoying the show, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We would also like to thank our Patreons who help make this show happen each and every week for us. You too can help support the show by visiting us at patreon.com/DCLpodcast. Whether you're boarding a cruise, enjoying a trip to the parks, or adventuring outside of Disney, on behalf of myself, Christy, and Steve, we want to wish you smooth sailing and safe travels. We'll see you next time on the DCL Podcast.
The DCL Podcast is not affiliated with the Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney Company, Adventures by Disney, or Run Disney. All of the opinions expressed on our shows are those of the hosts and the guests who appear on the show. If you have any questions about any of these products, please contact the Walt Disney Company.